I said it quietly so the mirrors wouldn't hear. Never tell your mother-in-law about the 5.2 million. My granddaughter's hands froze in her lap. The dress bag hung behind her like a ghost. She's not who she pretends to be. She didn't argue. She didn't nod. She just looked at me the way children look when they sense weather changing. She stayed quiet. But 24 hours later, my phone lit up like a confession that didn't know how to whisper. I raised that girl alone. No backup plan, no safety net, just long nights, scraped knees, and the promise I made at her bedside when her parents didn't come back. I became the constant, the soft place, the spine. I met her future mother-in-law a year ago at a charity dinner. Pearls too white, laugh too rehearsed. She gripped my hand like she was measuring bone density, asked what I did before retirement, asked where I lived exactly. She smiled when I deflected. Smiles like that always mean hunger. I'd seen it before. People who don't want you, they want what reflects off you. The first sign was small. A florist called me by mistake, confirming a revised budget. Revised upward, dramatically. The second was quieter. A banker friend asked if I'd decided on early disbursement. I hadn't. The third didn't bother hiding. A text message forwarded accidentally, meant for her. Once we're family, it's practically ours. Practically. That word has ruined more lives than greed ever did. I didn't confront anyone. That's for amateurs. I poured tea. I watched. I listened. I let them believe they were invisible. By midnight, I had timelines. By dawn, I had proof. I didn't cry. I planned. I called my attorney, someone who understands silence as a weapon. We adjusted trusts, layered clauses, contingencies with teeth. I rerouted inheritance into a staggered release, education, housing, healthcare, zero spousal access, ever. Then I made my most important move. I let the mother-in-law believe she'd won. I invited her to lunch. I spoke about legacy, about wanting to simplify things. I mentioned numbers, not exact but heavy enough to bend posture. I watched her pupils widen, watched her stop pretending. That afternoon she called everyone. I know because they called me, congratulating me on my generosity, on my decision. I corrected no one. The wedding day arrived dressed in white lies. I wore navy. Funerals and victories deserve darker colors. During the reception, she cornered me by the champagne tower. "So," she said, swirling gold like a spell, "family assets can be complex." I smiled, soft. That's why I made them simple. Her laugh cracked, just a hairline fracture. The speech was scheduled after dessert. That was my doing. Sugar lowers defenses. I stood. The room leaned in. I spoke about raising a child alone, about promises kept, about how love isn't proven by what you take, but by what you never try to touch. Then I turned slightly, enough to include her. I also believe in protecting what we build from those who mistake proximity for entitlement. The air shifted. My attorney stood, explained the trust, the clauses, the irrevocable boundaries. Her face drained in stages, confusion, calculation, panic. She interrupted, loud, desperate. "You can't do this." I met her eyes for the first time without warmth. I already did. Afterward, she tried bargaining, then threatening, then crying. I gave her nothing. Silence is expensive when you can't afford it. My granddaughter hugged me later, long, hard. "I'm sorry," she whispered. I kissed her hair. "You listened. That's why this worked." Tonight the house is quiet again, the kind of quiet that comes after storms decide not to return. Betrayal hurts, but outliving it, outthinking it, that's something else entirely. I didn't raise a fortune. I raised a woman who won't be owned. And that was the real inheritance.